I'm back and I'm gonna write a Wattpad book. That was probably the most stupidest intro you've ever seen. Anyways, so I'm gonna write a Wattpad book, this time for real, and you can just read it for free. However, there is a twist because I'm gonna let fate decide the plot. So, I've already started the book and we're 4 chapters in because I need to establish the story a little bit. And very obviously I already have an idea of where the plot is going and the overall story. However, I created a little board game that will help me to decide some fun things along the way in each chapter. And we're now on chapter 5 and we're going to play the game and write the chapter. And when this video is out, you can actually read it on Wattpad. You have to read the first 4 chapters, but I feel like it's good enough to be able to read through them anyways. So yeah, I'm very excited. Okay, so before we are going to start playing the game and writing chapter 5, I'm going to tell you what the book is about so you can see if it's something for you guys. It is a young adult like romance and it's playing in high school. I actually thought about doing it, making it a university or college romance because I tend to like a little bit older characters. However, it made sense to keep it in high school, but I feel like it's still going to be cool and it has its charm. It's about Anastasia and she has worked her butt off to get into this private school that is in the north of this town she's living in. She's living in the south where the more humble people live with less money. However, she got a full ride to this private school and everybody there is filthy rich and super obnoxious and very mean. And to those people counts her boyfriend's stepbrother, who she ends up being paired into a group of 2 with in her art class, and the topic is photography. So along this whole book we have the theme of photography and photographing the townspeople and meeting new people and finding out about their stories. And we also have the topic of class differences, where like he is from the super rich family and she is maybe a little bit embarrassed that she isn't. But also not, but like also kind of. And we have this theme of, obviously, she has a boyfriend and he is her boyfriend's stepbrother and her boyfriend hates him. And they obviously like have a past, so she has to kind of find out if she can trust the people who told her bad things about him, or if she actually wants to find out about him by herself. So as I said, the first 4 chapters are out already, and we're on chapter 5. And now let me introduce the game to you guys. Okay, so this is the most wonkiest and worst setup ever. I'm filming on my laptop camera and I'm filming the thing here, so if I look that way, I'm super sorry, but I don't know, I don't have 2 phones, so I have to do it like that. But you can see the board game right here. And we're starting off with zone 1. So we have zone 1, we have zone 2, and then zone 3. And those 3 zones stand for the parts, the chapters in. So we have the beginning of the first chapter right here, which we're going to play right now. Then we have zone 2, where things can happen that can change in the chapter, so it wouldn't make sense to put them in zone 2, but I'll go through it and you'll understand hopefully. And then we have zone 3, where things have to come to an end. So let me go through each one of those things first, and then we can talk about, and then we can start playing zone 1. So the first field on the playing field is a POV change, or a possibility for POV change. So basically, it means when I roll a 1, Also, sorry for this weird dice. I didn't have any other. I have to buy some, but whatever. So if I roll a 1 and I step on this field, I have to flip a coin, and depending on whether it's heads or tails, I have to go into her or his POV. Which hopefully we don't step on this, because the 5th chapter is supposed to be the first chapter of Adrian's POV, which is the guy main character. So we'll see. So then when I roll a 2, we have a tarot. We have to pick a tarot card, which I've been starting to try and read tarot cards. But only from the big arcana, because then we have like a tendency of what this chapter should hold for either character. The 3rd one is senses. So we have a spinning wheel that I have prepared on my laptop, where we have all 5 senses, and when I roll a 3, we have to spin the wheel and see what sense is going to be prominent in that chapter. So it could be a certain smell that comes up, or certain smells that come up throughout the chapter, some things they see, some things they hear, like songs or sounds, can be anything. When I roll a 4, we have a song, which I have also one of those that is a 8 dice, D8. So when I roll a 6, I have a whole list of genres prepared on my canvas. I can pop it up right here, and you can see all the 8 genres, and depending on which one I roll, I have to go on Spotify, go on the playlist, the first playlist I see, or one playlist, and then I have to randomly shuffle one song, and that song has to be in the chapter. When I roll a 5, I can do whatever I want, and I don't have to do anything extra. And then number 6 is a mystery box where I have stuff prepared. We're going to commence with this one. However, I can already show you the 2nd and the 3rd zone just quickly. If we step on zone 2, field 1, we have to switch from inside to outside, or from outside to inside in the scene. When we step on the 2nd one, I have another wheel prepared where it decides the weather change. On 3, we stay safe. On 4, we have microtropes, which I'm super excited for. I have a bunch of microtropes prepared. They are in the beginning of the book, so we are in the beginning of the book, so they are a little bit more beginner friendly, so it's not like one bad trope, because that would be weird, but maybe those will come as we keep on going with the series. When I roll a 5, we have the mystery box again, and then when I roll a 6, one of them has to tell the other one a secret. It can be something very, very small and fun, or it can be a huge secret that they have been holding. I can decide that with my author authority. And then zone 3 is at the end of the chapter. So we either stay safe again. This one means I have to write another chapter, and then I have to publish it on Wattpad the same time as I published the first one. So you get another chapter. These are communication tropes. It can either be through text or through dialogue, depending on what the scene we're currently writing is about. So I have a bunch of them. It can be either something they have to say, or it can be something how they say it, so shyly, loud, whatever. This you already know, this you already know, and this is just, we're going to do a random word generator, and I have to use this word at the end of the chapter. I'm not like, I'll decide on vibe a little bit whenever this zone is done, so, and then we are going to this zone, and then this is obviously the end, so we'll see. But I feel like when I have a strict rule of like, I'm writing this 10 minutes and then I have to go into zone 2, it could be a bit hot. So now I've talked enough, and we have to roll the dice for the first zone. Okay, so I have this gem because I'm very unprepared. And now we are going to roll the dice of fate. It's a 3. Oh, that's the census one. I like that. So let's see on my makeshift spinning wheel. We have all 5 senses right here: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Let's spin the wheel. Sound. Okay, I like this. I like this already. Let's roll the dice again because we still have a chance to get one of those 3. Oh, that's a 1. Oh, this fits super well because now we have a song. So those are, this looks quite like shit. I'm so sorry. But we have all those genres. So if we roll a 1, we have to go with pop. If we roll a 2, sorry, I couldn't find the dice. Hip hop or rap, which is my favorite. 3 is rock, 4 is electronic dance music, 5 is Latin, 6 is country, 7 R&B, and 8 K-pop, which I've never listened to, so that would be crazy. Let me put this dice right here, and 8. It's K-pop. Okay, let's just finish this off, and then I'ma shuffle the K-pop song. So we still have a chance to get the mystery box or to stay safe. Let me roll a 3. Okay, so we're out of the fields. That's zone 1. I'm very excited. Let me find a song and then we'll start writing. Okay, so we are back again with this bad recording. I'm so sorry. But I have my Spotify open and I am recording the screen right now. So let me put inside here K-pop and we'll see what comes up. Okay, let's do Korean pop mix, right? And then we'll put this onto shuffle and then we'll shuffle. Okay, I'm gonna listen to it and then we'll see what's about to happen. I'm very excited, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to start the chapter before we roll for zone 2. However, maybe I'll tell you a bit. So basically, Anastasia and Adrian have started the project, the school project, or they haven't started, but they have met one time. And the last chapter ended with them arguing. And now this chapter starts with Adrian waking up, or not waking up, but being in some other girl's room. And I feel like that's how I'm going to incorporate the song so that the girl he slept with, this is not really a spoiler, listens to the song, and then I'm trying to incorporate other sounds and like sound as a feeling throughout the chapter. But yeah, so this is going to be the vibe.
Yeah, can't fool flexing cause they know I got the sauce. Got the presence on me, I can't ever take it off. That's why I came country boy stepping, yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Country boy stepping, yeah, I'm country boy stepping. Yeah, they can't get like me, rockin' moving.
Okay, so red is mentioned here and then somewhere up there too, but this is just a sneak peek. Don't read it just yet. And we'll do zone 2. I have like 2.5 pages for this chapter so far. Like 2.5 full A4 pages. But I feel like this is now a good time in the chapter, in the scene, to do zone 2. He now has left the room, just left the room, so we'll see what's going to happen. Hey, this quality is getting worse and worse, but it's like getting a little bit darker outside, so I look like a ghost. I look like I'm in a movie of shot like 100 years ago. Whatever. So let's do zone 2. I already explained what it's about. So let's roll the first dice. 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a microtrope. How exciting. Wait, I need to get that. Okay, so I have the microtropes right here. And as I said, they are like beginning friendly. We have like stuff like memorizing their food order, which wouldn't fit very well in the chapter, but I would have to work around it because this is what we have to do if fate tells us. But it's like also stuff like, I don't know, there's a lot of it in there, so we'll see. Let me pick this one. I'm so excited. Unbuttoning. Oh, this is a hard one. I don't know how I can do this because they're not even together in this chapter. I have to think a little bit about this, but yeah. That's a microtrope. I've like looked up what people liked on Reddit, so we'll see. Okay, so we still have a chance to get one of those, so let's roll the dice again. 5. Okay, so that's the only thing for zone 2. Okay, that's very interesting. Let me see how I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm done with the middle part. So we are going to roll for zone 3 in just a few seconds, but I think I've managed to incorporate the microtrope pretty well in this part of the book because they're still enemies. It's chapter 5. However, I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek. This is not revised, so I don't know if it's going to stay like that or not, but yeah, and this is from Adrian's point of view, just to remind you. Okay, I crack a smile as I think someone in there is getting a bit nasty, but when I peek through the door, I see my annoying art partner. Anna is holding onto her chest as if her heart is giving up on her, and she is clearly struggling to breathe properly. Instinctively, I move inside the classroom and take her face into my hands, forcing her to look at me. Hey, what has happened? I ask firmly, but when I'm met with her gaze, I am sure there is nothing wrong with her physically. Judging by the way she looks up at me, she is having a panic attack. Okay, everything is fine, I say, moving my hands from her face to her tie. Those things are the most idiotic piece of this already stupid school uniform. I pull on the tie so that it loosens, giving her room to breathe. Then I move to her blouse and unbutton the first 2 buttons with my steady hands. Her breathing is so intense that her collar is restricting her, and it must feel like she is suffocating. I put my hands on her shoulders and push down on them gently. Look at me and breathe in slowly, then breathe out, I say, and demonstrate. So this is how far I got, and now we're rolling for zone 3. Okay, this is getting worse and worse because it's getting darker and darker. However, we're going to do this right now. So let's take our first roll. 5 already. Oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stay safe. So if I'm not going to roll a 1, that means that I can just end the chapter however I want to. So let's see. That's a bit anticlimactic, but whatever. 5. Okay. So yeah, that's it. So I'm going to finish the chapter and then we'll see each other again. So we are back with the outro. It's the next day, and yes, I had to fish out this t-shirt out of the laundry because all my good stuff is currently in my suitcase because I'm going on vacation. If you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you're going to give the book a chance. The link is down below, so make sure to read it, and I feel like this is such a fun way to be creative, and I would love to continue. And if you liked it, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to not miss anything. And yeah, hopefully we'll see each other next time for chapter 6, I guess.